first very nervous, of course. You can appreciate the fact, even though at that point I had been wrestling for 8 years or so, and so I got a lot of experience. I was Canadian champion up there, tag team champion, and ended up going to the ring with that the butterflies and all that stuff, but still quite confident. I was 300 plus pounds, and I even that made me feel good because I was more than my hero. He was like 270 that night, 270 something, and I was over 300. So I figured I had the edge type thing, and I knew that he'd been hurt quite a bit, those hard rings up there, boxing rings. So I ended up thinking, I got a chance, to have me come all the way back from Australia to end up wrestling Bruno again. That I'd had the chance to maybe capture that belt, and for like about 5 seconds I felt real bad after I won it, but that went away real quick, Yeah, it was. Everything was real quiet to the extent that it reminded me of some of the matches I had in Canada. Ernie the Cat Ladd, everybody remembers, I'm sure, a big football player, 6'9". He was my tag team partner up in Montreal for some time, and we ended up being the champions against the Rougeaus, the country's favorites up there. And it was a 2-out-of-3 fall, and the people thought we were going to win the belts from them, and they were so upset. They filled the ring with the chairs, the wooden chairs. They just threw it away. We took off for the dressing room to get out of there. We wanted to make sure we weren't going to get killed. And I must say, the chairs came flying, and filled the ring up. So it felt like that night whenever I ended up going out to the matches in the Gardens against Bruno, and even after, whenever the still came, because they couldn't believe that their hero, Bruno Sammartino, was defeated. So I ended up, saying, like, where's the belt? To the promoter, and or to the referee, And he said, no, go back to the dressing room. You'll get it back there. Because he felt himself that it could be a riot. And sure enough, the people were really upset to the point that they ended up, crying, and they're looking around like they didn't know as far as Bruno was concerned, because he was just laying there. And even Bruno said after, he said, what happened? And why the people so still? People crying and everything like that. And indeed, I looked out of the curtain from the back a little later on, and sure enough, they're crying, and the people, and they're saying, don't worry, Bruno, you'll always be our champ. You'll get the belt back and all this kind of stuff. And, man, then I really started feeling bad. I said, man, what's going on here? But they really love Bruno to this day. They still do it. It's just something that's really great that to see the people feel that way, and that was my experience of that. But after that, I had a few more incidents like that in arenas, but never to that intensity of having the people love him so much that they're crying and encouraging him. And matter of fact, the captain and I, Lou Albano, we had to go down to the basement to catch a cab after. They always let our match go on earlier so we could get out of there. And the people came in with the cab, about 50 people, and they tried to upset the taxi. And that was scary. Because I remember Captain yelled at the driver, saying, if you want your car in one piece, you better get out of here. He stepped on it, got us out of there, so that was good.